Hello, George Mason. Hey, hi, how you doing? It's Mote F Baby here to talk some sports and yeah,
Okay.
just try my Lil Wayne impression. How you guys doing? Welcome back inside the Pressbox. I'm DeMonte Shaw.
And I'm Brenton Randolph.
We're down 2, but they're here in spirit. The show must go on, so we will talk sports for you. So we can start it off with a little Mason Madness overview. Talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. I don't know. I think it was overall it was a pretty good event. I was very satisfied with the performances, and the flow of it was just pretty good. So,
yeah.
What do you think, Brenton?
Yeah, I like the overall performance for Mason Madness as well. Like, especially like with some of the dance routines, like Urbanology really killed it out there.
Yeah, they did.
So yeah, shout outs to Urbanology. Y'all were amazing.
What do you think? Young Dez.
Yeah. Also, I was really excited to see like the scrimmages and stuff. Like both the women's and men's teams looked like they had potential to be a lot better than they were last year.
Yeah.
This year, so.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot more dunks on the men's side, which is pretty exciting. That gets me really excited for the season, because that's one thing that, I know it's kind of small part of the game. At the end of the day, you want to see wins, but I really enjoy seeing dunks at games. It gets me really hyped. So seeing that in the scrimmage was just exciting, because I feel like we're going to see some pretty spectacular plays. Maybe even make SportsCenter's top 10 a few times.
Possibly, yeah. Like the high wire act, even if like you're not necessarily winning as many, like all the games, if you have a high wire act and your team is athletic, people will come in and see like the teams play. So like more people will show up to the Patriots Center this year probably than did last year, because there weren't a lot of dunks and there wasn't a lot of winning last year.
Yeah, it's like if you're not winning, you need to be exciting, and I think we have that factor. And hopefully we'll get the best of both, winning and excitement.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to the cheerleading squad. I didn't see any falls, so that was impressive. It was a very good routine.
Meanwhile, over at Towson's Madness,
I heard there were 25. That's a new record. No, but yeah, overall, I was very satisfied. One thing I really liked seeing was that the players were really enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
So during like the Peter Rabbit and Snap Boogie performance, you see the girls team, and they were having their own little jam session over there, having a good time. I was like, that's what I want to see, because at the end of the day, it's for the students, and that includes the student athletes. And if they don't look like they're enjoying it, then it's like, I don't know, they just kind of look like little animals, and we're like, oh, go into this, put on a show for the fans. But like they were enjoying it too, which made it all the more better. So I really like that aspect.
When they get into it, the fans get into it a little bit more as well.
Right, we feed off their energy, and they feed off our energy. So it was good that they were up here, so we were able to meet them up there. So I was pretty satisfied.
Yeah, I was impressed. I liked it a little bit better than the other couple of years. So
yeah, definitely.
More exciting.
This
has
definitely marked my time here as the best Mason Madness I've attended. So props to the powers that may be that organize that, athletics and all of that. So I guess we can switch it over to a little pro sports talk. The World Series is happening. That's pretty intense.
Yeah. What is it? Jeremy Guthrie's starting Game 3 here. The guy who's famous for these O's ain't royal.
Oh.
So.
Very clever shirt. Shouldn't have been fined.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get fined for saying that.
No, I don't think so. We don't make any money, so I don't think we could possibly get fined. That wouldn't be fair.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah. Definitely going to be interesting to see. Like, the series is tied at 1. They're going over to San Francisco. I can't even remember who I picked. I think I picked the Royals. I did pick the Royals.
I know I picked the Giants.
Yeah.
Because I had a very great reason.
Because it's an even year. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. That's exactly why you picked them.
And, I'm a Giant, so we relate. So, we're the Giants.
You're a Giant. All right.
But yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm going to try to, keep up with those games, because it's the World Series. I feel like the World Series, and as far as the fans and everything, it's kind of gone down in years. Like, it doesn't have its hype as it used to. That's just from what I've seen.
Possibly. I haven't exactly kept up with the World Series probably as much as I should have. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching tonight's game for sure. So.
Yeah. Didn't know there was a game tonight, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Because now I know. Hey, so NBA is happening. Preseason is in full swing. It's very exciting basketball going on right now. So exciting.
Yeah.
LeBron James,
oh God,
in fact, believes that the Cavs are ranked #1 in the power rankings.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't be, but
but apparently he doesn't agree as well.
Yeah.
He thinks that the Bulls are better than the Cavs.
See, that's where me and LeBron might actually disagree, because I don't think he actually thinks that the Bulls are better than the Cavs.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just saying that, just
Yeah.
like kind of temper down expectations just in case Cleveland doesn't get off to
'cause
like
they
that
bomb.
super hot start that everyone's expecting them to get off to. But
Same thing that was in Miami, where everyone's like, "Oh, super team, like right away they need to win a championship."
Yeah.
So I think he's learned from that. He's kind of like, "All right, let's tailor their expectations."
Yeah.
You know, this fake humbleness of, "Oh, you know, we still have to gel," which is kind of true. I mean, they do need to still build that chemistry, but
Yeah, but
I think even without that, you know, they're better than the Bulls.
yeah, like the Bulls did get Pau Gasol, which will
Yeah.
help, but still, like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I feel like when the playoffs come, they'll still ultimately be too dependent on Derrick Rose to actually win the Eastern Conference or win an NBA championship.
And he's forgetting that they're also going through some change. Getting Derrick Rose back, I mean, you have
Yeah.
to change your game plan back for Derrick. I mean, like you said, adding Powell, like
Yeah.
losing Boozer, like they've got some moving parts.
Yeah,
going
like they
on
have
over
some
there.
they have some gelling that they have to do
Yeah.
as well.
So, and then in the preseason game, you know, Derrick drops 30, and you know the Cavs still win. So I don't know what.
There's not much to take from it. It's a preseason game.
Yeah, but LeBron just, I don't know. It's a good move, good PR move.
Yeah.
We respect that.
Yeah.
But the Bulls aren't better than the Cavs.
I don't think so, not yet.
No team in the East is probably better than the Cavs. East. West side.
West side, you can definitely say the Spurs because they're the defending champs. So.
Yeah. He would have been better off saying one of those teams. But
Yeah.
it was probably in context of the preseason game.
Yeah.
So, but LeBron, just take a seat. Speaking of the West Coast,
Oh, man.
our dear pal Steve Nash will
My
not
guy.
be playing this season.
Keep getting them checks, Steve Nash.
Oh no, I'm shocked.
He hasn't played since like what? It's been like
Since he
it
was
feels like
38.
yeah. I don't think he's played since like it's been forever. It feels like forever since he's played. Like he might have played a game here and there, but
Yeah.
he hasn't played in a game where it's like, man, Steve Nash is playing today.
Right, and
In a
I
long
just
time.
don't know why he hasn't just called it quits yet. I mean,
Like he's 40.
you're 40.
He's 40.
You haven't played a season in
Since
umpteen
Phoenix.
years.
Since Phoenix. So
Like, I think it's to pass your time. Like, who can you guard now? I mean, I won't discredit his offense. There's still a lot of people who, you know, he's so crafty that he's still hard to guard when he's healthy. But
I mean,
who's he guarding?
Even in his prime, he was a defensive liability. Like,
Yeah.
he couldn't guard anyone in his prime, and now he's
Exactly.
40, and there's no way.
These young, athletic, like these superhumans out here now, and you think you can hang? I mean, I think I don't know if Kobe's like in his ear, like, "Hey man, hang around."
No,
Or-
somehow I doubt it. Like,
Don't know why.
somehow I'm
still-
not sure. Like, he's just hanging on right now.
Yeah, I
he's
don't-
hanging on by that thread.
Why
Like,
are they still paying him?
it's time. I mean, in everyone's career, there comes a time where it's time.
You just have to.
And it's time for Steve Nash. Like, he's
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah, because you just don't have it anymore. You don't have it. Let us end on a good note. Don't do it. Some of these athletes do, where they never want to give up on it, and so now they're marked by the last 3 or 4 years of their career, and you're just like, why would you like?
Brett Favre or MJ on the Wizards.
Yeah,
like
just don't. And luckily for like MJ is a special case where we do remember that Wizards, but he was so great before that where
that you kind of forget it.
But Steve Nash was really great, but I still feel like most people are going to see these Laker years.
They won't forget it.
Yeah, and it's going to be like, yeah, remember when he just wouldn't give up?
Remember when he kept trying to get those checks? Yeah.
Remember the back and then the ankle and then the knee and then the wrist and
it was
just let it go, Steve.
It's been a great career. Like, you're going to the Hall of Fame. There's nothing to prove at this point.
You can also always play amateur hockey in Canada.
Or soccer.
He
played soccer.
Because he does everything.
Yeah.
But basketball shouldn't be that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Also, there are people trying to say that like the Lakers aren't getting free agents because no one wants to play with Kobe Bryant now, or which. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I can see that because he's aging, but he doesn't want to accept it. I mean, he's better than Steve Nash, but he's still not. I feel like he's not ready to give over the reins to a younger player. So I think nobody young wants to play there because they can't thrive with him still there because he still wants control. I mean, he's not ready to pass that torch yet.
You know, the funny thing about it was, like, there was an article on ESPN about it, but the article isn't actually saying anything necessarily new. because Kobe Bryant has always been the way he is now.
Yeah.
Like, people, like, he's the reason, well, part of the reason why Shaq left and went to Miami all those years ago. So, and, like, I don't think any big-name free agent has actually left a team to go to the Lakers since Kobe got there.
Yeah.
Like, Pau Gasol got traded. So I'm trying to think of like
Dwight,
one.
He immediately regretted it and got out the next season.
Dwight was a part of a trade too, I think.
Oh, was he?
I think so. He was like a 4-team trade with him, Orlando, Philadelphia, Denver, and LA. I think they were part of a trade too. Like, he didn't go as a free agent, that's for sure.
But he desired to go there.
Yeah, he wanted to play for the Lakers, but then he played with Kobe and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. So unfortunately for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's still got enough in the tank where you don't want to like let him go.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of, during this awkward phase of like, we have to bend to his will because he still gets some
Kobe
production.
And like, he's still got so many fans in LA that if you let him go, it's just gonna look bad. But but at the same time, he's kind of
in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Randall there, so I don't know. Maybe he can be there. You know, Shaq reincarnated. He's still young, so hopefully, you know, Kobe's in there, kind of mentoring him. I mean, they're different positions, but just as a
teaching him the ropes as a professional and stuff.
Yeah. But who knows what's going to happen with that. Best of luck to the Lakers.
Yeah.
But Kobe is kind of a cancer there. We can switch over to some NFL talk. Big trade news. Percy Harvin to the Jets.
Yeah, that was
literally nothing. That
was kind of a shocker.
Yeah.
Like, Seattle was not using Percy Harvin as much as they probably could have or should have.
Yeah.
But to just kind of throw him over to the Jets was kind of a surprise to me. I felt like they would just kind of keep him. But, I mean, at least if you're Seattle trading him to the Jets, he's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
So.
And I always thought that the minimal use of him was because he's injury prone. I mean, the dude's migraines, and every time he takes a pretty hard hit, he's pretty much out for a game.
Yeah. But like this year, he's been relatively healthy though.
Yeah,
like, he played all the games.
He was getting some pretty solid production, so I thought he was doing all right. But you know, apparently it's stemming from some locker room issues. He's one of those guys, I guess, one of those diva receivers that we're used to hearing about, who just been causing problems. I mean, he's knocked out a teammate. He's gotten into 2 fights with teammates.
Yeah.
And apparently, this most recent is involving Russell Wilson, where he's kind of turned the locker room against him, saying, you know, for Wilson or against Wilson, surprisingly based on his race.
They're saying he's not black enough.
Yeah, saying he's not black enough, which is kind of ridiculous.
It's pretty silly to me.
It's 2014. He won you a Super Bowl.
He won this like last year in his second season, and it doesn't really make sense to me.
Producing, he's
like, as long as you're winning on the field, which they have been recently. They're 3-3 now, but like they had a lot of success the past 2 years with Russell Wilson at the helm. I don't understand why people would turn on him.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna be better? Like, that you're gonna get.
Yeah, and he's a great. I feel like he's a great individual just in general. I mean, just from what you see with his media presence, and you know, he just seems like a really nice guy. And I'm just like, how can you find something so silly to turn on him for?
Yeah.
And so hearing that gives me reason to believe, like, I would have dished this guy for. I mean, basically, it's like, is it Wilson or Harvin?
Oh, no, it's definitely, you definitely got to keep Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he averages like 3 games a season. I mean, you can go to New York and be a part of that circus. And for them, I mean, ideally it would be like, oh, that's a great improvement because they need help at the receiver position. But
right, but if Percy Harvin had this type of attitude on a winner, just imagine what losing will do.
Yeah, I mean, they've got enough drama going on in their locker room. But okay, good luck to the New York Jets. I don't know. I just think that's kind of crazy in this day and age, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks, I think they'll bounce back. I mean, like I said, Harvin, he had a pretty decent impact, but not enough to change the course of a team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about Dallas anyway, so it's just still out there.
What are they, 6-1 now?
Oh yeah, and soon to be 7-1.
Playing the Redskins.
Playing the Washington team name.
Colt McCoy might be the starting quarterback. That's another thing. Like, Kirk Cousins, week 2, was like, had the potential to take over RG3's job for good. People were saying, I don't think I actually believe that. Like, it would have been interesting if he had actually won games, but he didn't. But yeah, he went from having the potential to take RG3's job for good to backing up Colt McCoy.
Yeah, that's why
if RG3 doesn't start this week.
I always laugh when the Redskins, their organization and their fans get really hyped up on the quarterback because they never stay long. They never stay long. It's they're so quick to turn on you because they want wins now.
Yeah.
And
This is what happens. The longest one that stayed there in my generation is Mark Brunell, which is
really sad.
Which is saying something.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. Poor Griffin. I mean, hopefully he gets healthy, but even still, I mean,
he'll be all right.
You say Colt McCoy, say he has a fairly decent season, then what happens when Griffin gets healthy? Do they stick with Colt, or do they go back to Griffin, who...
Oh, no, you're going back to Griffin.
You think so?
Oh, definitely, I mean, for sure. There's no way you're going with Colt McCoy. There's no way.
He could be great.
I mean, he could
go back to his Texas days.
He could, but they invested too much in RG3, though.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I just know that they won't be winning this week, so that may add more fuel to the quarterback dispute, because Colt McCoy is probably going to throw like 4 picks to the Dallas secondary, who's seen great improvement over the course of the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave it at that, so you can't rebut that. It looks like we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Any final thoughts, Brenton?
Oh yeah, shout outs to Peyton Manning, who shattered Brett Favre's record and just keeps going with it. Like every week it's someone new. Like this past game against the Chargers, it was Emmanuel Sanders, and then the week before that was Demaryius Thomas. So one of these weeks, hopefully it'll be Julius Thomas again for my fantasy team. But yeah, shout outs to Peyton Manning. He's really tearing it up right now. Like it's not even a debate for who the best quarterback is. It's definitely him.
Most definitely. For me, I'd like to give props to the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff for finally doing what we've been begging for years, and that's running the ball. I mean, running the ball. So simple, but so easy. All you have to do is hike, whoop, hand off, boom.
Let DeMarco Murray
Offensive line
do
is blocking, right? He's moving. Woohoo! There you go. And we have the best running back in the league right now. So thank you, Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett, and the whole Dallas organization for making the move that proved so successful to our 5 Super Bowls. I mean, whatever. But yeah, that's all I'll say about that. I'm DeMonte Shaw.
And I'm Brendan Randolph.
This is the Press Box. George Mason, press on. I don't know what I'm doing now.